The premature death of King Elvis Presley at a young age plunged fans worldwide into mourning. The circumstances surrounding his passing have been shrouded in mystery for decades, with his family choosing to keep the autopsy results confidential. However, nearly 50 years later, the world is once again shaken by the news that Elvis's grave has been opened. The revelation of what lies inside is truly remarkable. But why was Elvis Presley's grave opened, and what do investigators hope to discover? Join us as we explore this unprecedented event and uncover the truths, lies, and secrets that have remained hidden for so long. Let's dive into this mystery. Before delving into the details of the opening of Elvis Presley's grave and its discoveries, it's important to understand his life and the journey that led him to become the celebrated legend we all know. Born on January 8, 1935, in Tupelo, Mississippi, Elvis Aaron Presley came into the world as the second twin. Tragically, his brother Jess was stillborn, leaving Elvis to grow up as an only child. Despite this loss, Elvis's parents were hardworking people facing financial hardships, meaning his early years were marked by modesty and simplicity. However, his mother ensured his life was filled with love and music, and his family was deeply religious. What many may not know is that Elvis's first exposure to music came from church. The vibrant gospel music he heard during services had a profound influence on him, shaping his unique musical style that would later captivate the world. From a very young age, Elvis's voice stood out, and he began making a name for himself early on. At age 10, he won a talent contest with his rendition of Old Shep, showcasing his rising talent and setting the stage for his future success. After the Presley family moved to Memphis in search of better opportunities, Elvis found himself immersed in the vibrant musical scene of Beale Street, the heart of Memphis's music culture. It was there that he began developing his signature style, influenced by the diverse sounds surrounding him. At age 11, his mother gave him his first guitar for his birthday, a pivotal moment that shaped his future. A student at L.C. Humes High School, Elvis stood out among his peers with his slicked-back hair and unique fashion sense, often wearing pink shirts and black pants. Despite being mocked for being seen as a mama's boy and for his eclectic taste in music, he remained determined to pursue his passion, participating in talent contests and absorbing every bit of musical knowledge available. Elvis continued to hone his skills. As Elvis progressed through high school, his talent shone brighter. Performances like his version of "Till I Waltz Again With You" at the annual minstrel show wowed audiences, revealing his natural gift for music. With each successful performance, Elvis's confidence grew, laying the groundwork for his future as a musical icon. In 1953, Elvis Presley embarked on a journey to fulfill his musical dreams. Despite holding several jobs to survive, he never lost sight of his aspirations. His humble beginnings in Tupelo marked the starting point of his extraordinary rise to fame. It all began with his historic recordings at Sun Records, where his unique blend of blues, country, and gospel captivated audiences, laying the foundation for the emergence of rock and roll. With his charismatic stage presence and distinctive voice, Elvis quickly became a symbol of youthful rebellion and a hero to millions. His impact on the charts was unmatched, with 149 songs appearing on the Billboard Hot 100 in the United States, including 114 reaching the top 40, 40 in the top 10, and 18 hitting number 1. His number 1 singles spent a total of 80 weeks atop the charts, and his record sales exceeded estimates of over 1 billion worldwide, making him the best-selling solo artist in the history of recorded music. Elvis's foray into film was equally triumphant, with 31 feature films to his name, all financial successes. He effortlessly transitioned from a musical sensation to a true movie star, leaving an indelible mark on both industries. His 3 network television specials, including the legendary '68 comeback, remain celebrated as among the most watched of their era. Throughout his illustrious career, Elvis won numerous awards, including 3 Grammys and the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award at age 36. He was inducted into various music halls of fame spanning genres like pop, country, rockabilly, rhythm and blues, adult contemporary, and gospel. Despite rare performances outside the United States, his records and films achieved global popularity, cementing his status as a worldwide cultural phenomenon. Elvis's live concerts, particularly his legendary Las Vegas shows and tours, broke attendance records and set a standard for live entertainment unmatched by his contemporaries. His electrifying blend of raw energy and emotional expression mesmerized audiences, securing his place in music history as one of the greatest performers of all time. Tragically, on August 16, 1977, the world was stunned by the news of Elvis's premature death at age 42. The announcement had a global impact, leaving fans grieving the loss of a musical icon whose legacy continues to resonate today. Following Elvis Presley's tragic death, disbelief and grief swept the world. The circumstances surrounding his untimely passing became the subject of endless speculation and mystery. Elvis was found unconscious on the floor of his bathroom at Graceland, his iconic mansion in Memphis, Tennessee, by his then-fiancée, Ginger Alden. Upon discovering him, she immediately called for help, and Elvis was rushed to Baptist Memorial Hospital. Despite the valiant efforts of the medical team, he was pronounced dead at 3:30 p.m. The official cause of Elvis's death was listed as a heart attack, but the autopsy report conducted by Dr. Jerry Francisco, the Shelby County medical examiner, painted a far more complex picture. It revealed that Elvis had a significantly enlarged heart, weighing nearly double the normal size. This condition, known as hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, likely played a role in his sudden cardiac arrest. Further revelations came from toxicology reports indicating the presence of multiple prescription drugs in Elvis's system, including high doses of opiates, barbiturates, and sedatives. Elvis's longtime addiction to prescription medications was no secret to those close to him. He had been struggling with this dependency for years, often relying on his personal physician, nicknamed Dr. Nick, to provide the drugs he desired. Dr. Nick prescribed an astonishing array of medications to Elvis, including Quaaludes and Demerol, in the months leading up to his death. In the period before his passing, Elvis's health was deteriorating rapidly. He had gained a significant amount of weight, and his performances had become increasingly erratic, with moments where he appeared dazed, forgot lyrics, and struggled to keep up with the music. Despite growing concerns from those around him, including his manager, Colonel Tom Parker, an intervention seemed difficult to achieve. A notable moment in Elvis Presley's career occurred during his iconic 1973 concert, Aloha from Hawaii. During the performance of Burning Love, cue cards with lyrics were held up for him, a departure from his usual routine. Some fans noticed that, although the cards were present, Elvis barely glanced at them. For many, their mere presence served as a safety net, a precaution Elvis hadn't needed before. This incident sparked debate among fans, with some attributing it to substance abuse, a speculation often linked to Elvis, while others saw it as a long-standing quirk. Supporters of the latter view pointed to the '68 comeback special, where Elvis also struggled to remember the lyrics to his own songs. This challenge seemed to be something he dealt with throughout his career. However, when he forgot lyrics, Elvis often injected humor and engaged with the audience, turning potential mishaps into captivating moments. Similarly, in 1970, during a Las Vegas concert, he needed help keeping track of several songs and relied on sheet music. These moments, while revealing his vulnerability, also highlighted his authenticity and connection with his audience. On the day of his death, Elvis had stayed up all night, struggling to sleep. Throughout the night and early morning, he had taken multiple doses of prescription medications. Around 2:30 a.m., he retreated to the bathroom, where he often spent long periods reading. It was there, several hours later, that his fiancée Ginger found him unconscious on the floor. The news of Elvis's death had an immense impact, not only on the music industry but beyond. Fans worldwide entered mourning, holding candlelight vigils and leaving flowers at the gates of Graceland. The media frenzy was intense, with reporters and photographers flocking to Memphis to cover the story. In the weeks and months following Elvis's death, questions arose about the circumstances of his passing. Many fans found it hard to accept that their idol had succumbed to something as mundane as a heart attack. Rumors began circulating about possible foul play or a cover-up, adding to the mystery surrounding his untimely death. In the years following Elvis's death, many of those close to him came forward to share their perceptions of his final days. Friends and family painted a picture of a deeply troubled man, battling addiction, depression, and the immense pressures of fame. His struggle with these issues was evident, leaving those around him deeply concerned for his well-being. After Elvis's death, his personal physician, often called Dr. Nick, found himself at the center of a whirlwind of legal and professional troubles. His career took a dramatic turn when he became embroiled in lawsuits related to his prescribing practices. In 1980, Dr. Nick was indicted on 14 counts of overprescribing medications, not only to Elvis but also to other famous figures like Jerry Lee Lewis and several patients. Despite the severity of the charges, Dr. Nick was ultimately acquitted. However, the legal scrutiny didn't end there. The Tennessee Medical Board took drastic action by permanently revoking his medical license, a shocking blow to the medical community. This decision was based on findings that Dr. Nick had been overprescribing medications to patients for years, raising serious concerns about his medical judgment and ethical practices. Dr. Nick's life was also marked by a bizarre and frightening incident in 1979, when he was shot in the chest while attending a football game. Miraculously, he escaped serious injury, but the incident remained shrouded in mystery, with no suspect ever arrested. Speculation emerged that the shooting might have been the work of an enraged Elvis fan, adding another layer of intrigue to the already complex narrative surrounding the king's legacy. Elvis's funeral was a grand and emotional event, befitting the king of rock and roll. He was laid to rest in the Meditation Garden at Graceland, his iconic mansion in Memphis, Tennessee. The garden, a serene and beautiful place Elvis often visited for reflection and solace, provided a fitting final resting place for the music icon. The burial ceremony took place on August 18, 1977, just 2 days after his untimely death. It was a private ceremony attended by family, close friends, and a select few from the industry. Despite its private nature, thousands of devoted fans gathered outside the gates of Graceland to pay tribute and bid farewell to their musical idol. The Meditation Garden was adorned with floral arrangements, including an impressive array of red roses, Elvis's favorite flower. At the center of attention was a beautiful fountain serving as a poignant backdrop for the somber occasion, where memories of Elvis's life and legacy were honored and celebrated. Amid the wave of mourning and love from fans worldwide, Elvis's casket was a testament to his legendary status, made of solid copper and lined with velvet. The funeral service itself was a poignant tribute, filled with heartfelt eulogies and performances. Reverend C.W. Bradley, who had officiated Elvis and Priscilla's wedding years earlier, led the ceremony. Family and close friends shared cherished memories and expressed their love for the fallen star. Gospel singers, including J.D. Sumner and the Stamps Quartet, performed moving renditions of Elvis's favorite hymns, their voices filling the air with a sense of hope and celebration amid the sadness. As the ceremony concluded, Elvis's casket was solemnly lowered into the ground, marking his final resting place. Today, visitors to Graceland pay tribute in the Meditation Garden, where Elvis rests alongside his parents, Vernon and Gladys, and his grandmother Minnie. However, recent rumors have reignited interest in the legendary singer's final resting place. Whispers suggest that Elvis Presley's grave might be opened, generating a wave of speculation and excitement among fans and theorists. The origin of the rumor remains as mysterious as the king himself, taking on a life of its own, much like the man at the center of the story. It seems to have originated on online forums, with some suggesting that Elvis's family has plans to reveal the secrets of his final resting place. The idea of gaining insight into the private life of such a public figure has sparked a thrill of anticipation within the Elvis fan community. While it's unclear who first mentioned the possibility of opening the grave, once the idea was floated, it spread rapidly through Elvis-dedicated forums and online communities, fueling speculation and curiosity in a frantic quest for answers. But what could be fueling such rumors? Some claim that Elvis actually faked his own death. Proponents of this idea point to several pieces of evidence. One of the most compelling concerns discrepancies around his tombstone. His middle name, Aaron, is curiously spelled Aeon on the grave marker. Supporters of this theory argue that this could be a subtle clue left by Elvis himself to indicate that his burial was not legitimate. Another supposed clue is an appearance of Elvis in the background of an airport scene in the 1990 film Home Alone. The scene in question takes place in a crowded airport where the mother, played by Catherine O'Hara, desperately negotiates a flight home. Behind her, a figure wearing a turtleneck and overcoat stands at the center of speculation. His presence is subtle but intriguing, just over O'Hara's left shoulder. The man's features bear a striking resemblance to what many imagine an older Elvis might look like. His eyes, the contour of his face, and even his posture evoke a familiarity aligned with the iconic face of the king of rock and roll. The beard in this supposed Elvis sighting has drawn significant attention. It's thick, well-groomed, and covers much of the lower part of his face, a stark contrast to the clean-shaven image typically associated with Elvis. Some speculate that this could be a deliberate choice for disguise or simply a fashion statement by the extra. Adding to the intrigue is the man's body language. He displays a certain impatience and silent discontent with the unfolding situation. This subtle detail adds depth to the scene, further fueling the theory. His gestures reflect those of a star relegated to the background. His attire, consisting of an overcoat and turtleneck, recalls the timeless choices Elvis often favored. These clothing options evoke a specific era and style aligned with Elvis's aesthetic, increasing the theory's appeal. Handwriting analysis has also contributed to speculation about Elvis's supposed faked death. Some experts claim that signatures attributed to Elvis in the years following his reported death differ significantly from earlier ones. This raises the question of whether someone else might have signed on his behalf to perpetuate the illusion of his death. The circumstances surrounding Elvis's funeral have generated speculation among those who believe in the faked death theory. Despite his status as a revered public figure, the funeral was relatively small and private. His body was placed in a 900-pound copper casket, a detail some find peculiar. Critics argue that such a heavy casket would be unnecessary unless it was concealing the absence of a body. Additionally, skeptics point to the speed of the funeral process, which took place shortly after his reported death was announced, raising questions about a possible rush to avoid close scrutiny. In the years following Elvis's supposed death, various individuals emerged with claims of having seen him alive and well. These sightings became a cultural phenomenon, with people from around the world claiming to have encountered the icon in person. The prevalence of these reports fuels speculation about Elvis's fate, contributing to the enduring mystery surrounding his legacy. The first reported sighting of Elvis after his supposed death was as mysterious as it was timely. It occurred the day after his death, when a man strikingly resembling the deceased singer reportedly purchased a one-way ticket to Buenos Aires under the name John Burroughs, a name known to be associated with Elvis. This sighting immediately sparked a wave of speculation, followed by others, each more intriguing than the last. Moving into late 1977, a photograph supposedly taken by a Graceland visitor emerged. The image appeared to capture Elvis relaxing by his pool. The debate over the identity of the figure in the photo continues to this day, with some firmly believing it to be Elvis Presley. This photograph, along with the initial sighting, added layers to the ongoing mystery surrounding Elvis's supposed death and subsequent sightings. In the 1980s, Kalamazoo, Michigan, became a hotspot for Elvis sightings, captivating the town with whispers that the king was alive and well, navigating life as if he had never left the spotlight. These sightings fueled the fervor of Elvis enthusiasts and conspiracy theorists, eagerly speculating about the possibility that the legendary singer had staged his own death, further heightening the intrigue. There was a mysterious phone call in 1988 where a striking voice, resembling Elvis's, claimed that the king was not only alive but preparing for a comeback. Though the call's authenticity remains dubious, it injected new energy into the ongoing debate about Elvis's supposed death, taking conspiracy theories to new heights. As sightings continued, they took on increasingly surreal dimensions, even permeating the music world. In 1988, a song titled "Spelling on the Stone," credited to an anonymous artist, emerged. Many listeners were convinced that the voice behind the music was none other than Elvis singing from beyond the grave or from a clandestine hideout where he remained very much alive. This musical release only deepened the enigma surrounding Elvis's supposed death and the possibility of his continued existence. With the arrival of the new millennium, Elvis sightings continued to capture the public imagination, with reports emerging from unexpected places like the grand opening of Legoland in California. Though it was later revealed that impersonators had been hired for the event, the initial buzz around the supposed Elvis appearance generated waves of excitement among his dedicated fanbase. Even publications like the tabloid Weekly World News capitalized on these sightings, crafting elaborate stories about Elvis's adventures after 1977. According to these narratives, Elvis embarked on a worldwide odyssey, orchestrating his own death to escape the relentless glare of fame and reinvent himself in anonymity. Supporters of the theory pointed to supposed clues hidden in his music and album covers, suggesting that Elvis had left a trail of breadcrumbs for his astute fans to follow. Songs like I'll Never Know and Way Down were analyzed for lyrics that could be interpreted as veiled references to his disappearance. Album covers were also scrutinized, with Elvis's clothing and poses dissected for deeper meanings. The cover of Promised Land, featuring Elvis in a dazzling white suit, was interpreted by some as a symbolic representation of his transcendence to a higher realm, beyond the reach of mortal eyes. Fueling speculation were persistent questions about the circumstances of Elvis's death. His body found in an unusual position, with his pajama pants around his ankles, raised eyebrows, and fueled theories of foul play or staged scenes. Alleged discrepancies in the autopsy report and suspicions of suppressed toxicology results only heightened the atmosphere of mystery surrounding the king's final days. Elvis Presley's life was a spectacle akin to the dazzling jumpsuits he wore on stage. Imagine the adrenaline of stepping into the spotlight, an act of defiance against a world that scrutinized his every move. For someone like Elvis, faking his own death might have seemed the ultimate act of freedom, a chance to escape the unrelenting gaze of fame and the constant pressure of public life. The idea of vanishing from the public eye held great appeal for Elvis, who lived under the constant surveillance of fans and media. It offered the promise of privacy, the opportunity to savor the simple joys of anonymity. No more paparazzi, no more intrusive headlines, just the freedom to walk down the street without drawing attention. Financial considerations might also have played a role in Elvis's hypothetical decision to stage his own death. The weight of wealth and fame, managers, agents, extravagant spending, might have been a burden to him. Faking his death could represent an escape from financial constraints and the expectations accompanying his celebrity, offering a chance to leave behind the trappings of notoriety and embrace a simpler, financially secure existence. The prospect of a grand comeback adds another layer to the mystery surrounding Elvis's supposedly fake death. In an industry driven by sensationalism and dramatic narratives, the return of the king from beyond the grave would be legendary, a historic moment resonating through the annals of entertainment history. The burden of maintaining legendary status can be immense, especially for an icon like Elvis. Perhaps he sought to protect his legacy from the ravages of time and shifting musical tastes. By orchestrating his own death, he could ensure his image remained frozen in time forever, immune to the effects of aging and the evolution of popular culture. From a human perspective, the desire for control is a powerful motivator. In a life where Elvis often felt at the mercy of external forces, whether the relentless scrutiny of the public eye or the demands of his career, faking his death could represent the ultimate act of agency. It would be a decision entirely his own, a clandestine maneuver allowing him to reclaim control of his own narrative and bid farewell to the world on his own terms. Elvis Presley's enduring legacy extends far beyond his music. It's a cultural phenomenon that has taken on a life of its own, fueled by a dedicated fanbase whose devotion knows no bounds. For many, being an Elvis fan isn't just about appreciating his music, it's a way of life. One of the most notable manifestations of this devotion is the phenomenon of Elvis tribute artists, or ETAs. These enthusiasts spare no effort in recreating the king's iconic look and sound, donning elaborate jumpsuits and meticulously styling their hair to embody his larger-than-life persona. Competitions and contests abound, where ETAs are judged not only on their vocal abilities but also on their aptitude for channeling Elvis's charisma and stage presence. Beyond live performances and contests, the digital age has given rise to virtual communities where fans can connect and share their passion for all things Elvis. These online forums serve as hubs for sharing rare concert recordings, engaging in lively discussions about Elvis's impact on their lives, and even role-playing as Elvis in virtual scenarios. For some fans, collecting Elvis memorabilia is a cherished pastime, from vintage records and concert posters to rare artifacts and collectible figurines. These enthusiasts spare no effort in assembling their prized possessions. Some even dedicate entire rooms or homes to displaying their impressive collections, transforming their living spaces into veritable shrines to the king of rock and roll. Elvis Presley's influence extends into the realm of body art, where fans express their devotion through permanent ink. Elvis fan tattoos serve as an eternal tribute to the king of rock and roll, with enthusiasts proudly sporting his image, song lyrics, or even his signature etched into their skin. From subtle designs adorning wrists and ankles to elaborate pieces covering entire bodies, these tattoos serve as a badge of honor for true fans, marking them as dedicated members of the Elvis community. But Elvis fandom doesn't stop at tattoos, it extends to our furry friends as well. An emerging trend is Elvis lookalike pets, where dedicated fans go the extra mile to style their beloved companions in homage to the king himself. Hound dogs, in particular, shine in this peculiar twist of fandom, with owners dressing them in mini Elvis jumpsuits complete with tiny wigs and sunglasses. These well-dressed canines often steal the show at fan gatherings and parades, delighting spectators with their striking resemblance to the legendary rocker. Whether adorned with ink or dressed to impress, Elvis fans find endless ways to celebrate their idol's legacy and style. At Graceland, Elvis Presley's legendary estate in Memphis, Tennessee, fans can embark on a journey through the king's lavish lifestyle, both on the ground and in the air. One of the highlights of a Graceland visit is the opportunity to step aboard two of Presley's customized jets, the Lisa Marie and the Hound Dog 2. The Lisa Marie, also known as Flying Graceland, and the Hound Dog 2 is a meticulously preserved Convair 880 showcasing the luxury and opulence that defined Elvis's private travel. Visitors can explore the interior, which includes a master bedroom, lounge, conference room, and 2 small bathrooms. Every detail reflects Elvis's extravagant taste, from gold-plated seatbelts to soft suede sofas, offering a glimpse into the king's life of luxury on the move. Adjacent to the Lisa Marie is the Hound Dog 2, a Lockheed Jetstar capable of accommodating 10 passengers. This jet offers another opportunity for fans to immerse themselves in Elvis's world of glamour and sophistication. But the Elvis experience doesn't end with the jets. At the Elvis Presley Car Museum, located at Graceland Plaza, visitors can admire over 20 cars owned by the king himself. Highlights include the iconic pink Cadillac and the sleek Stutz Blackhawk, providing a fascinating glimpse into Elvis's passion for luxury vehicles and classic cars. Whether exploring his customized jets or admiring his impressive car collection, a visit to Graceland promises an unforgettable journey through the life and legacy of the one and only Elvis Presley. As we reflect on Elvis Presley's enduring legacy and the mystery surrounding his final resting place, one question lingers. What do you think lies at the heart of the rumors and fascination with Elvis's supposed death and possible reappearance? Join the conversation in the comments below and share your thoughts. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more fascinating content on the latest developments. Until the next video, goodbye.